The other day, someone asked me why I wear sunglasses all the time. In which my response, it's better to see the shade that way. Because you see, without the glasses, I'm blind to the fact that all y'all some fucking haters, so no. You can't smile in my face and laugh at it later. Not gonna allow you to call me sis, yet you allow other people to dismiss me with the bullshit. Y'all bitches, y'all weird. And call me crazy for protecting my energy, but I be damned if I'm gonna be sage in my house every time you come and leave. Leave me be. Keep all that weird ass, fake ass energy away from me. I promise I'm not pressed. I mean, you don't impress me enough to be your friend. Not when I cringe every time you speak to me. See, I literally can feel the heat waves coming off your energy, and what it says is we never really had chemistry. See, we connected simply off the same friend of me, you know, mutual friend, kin turn enemy. We bonded tragically, and now magically we found ourselves here in that weird space that some people call a friendship, where the relationship is held much higher than the pedestal is actually on. Something they said that you'll learn in your 30s, and that's learning your friend and learning that friend and learning and being okay with the way that that friend can show up for you. Because see, it's never been about the material things, but more so the material of things, like the cloth in which you're cut from. I don't even hang with my friends no more, because they ain't even my friends no more. See, when I stopped entertaining what wasn't entertainment, I realized the problem was me. Coming into these people's lives equipped with all these qualities that they don't deserve and damn sure ain't ready to adapt to. It's me. I'm literally the piece that's disturbing their toxicity, and it's the drama. It's the drama that keeps them going, right? When I stopped entertaining what wasn't entertainment, I realized the problem was me. Coming into these people's lives equipped with qualities that they don't deserve, never experienced, and they damn sure not ready to adapt to. I'm literally the piece that's disturbing their toxicity, and it's the drama. The drama that keeps them going. That's why they secretly don't like me, because see, with my presence, I'm forcing changed behavior. So my bad. Let me move out the way. Because misery loves company, and I ain't coming over. Home.
You might, too much, 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 too many crabs in a barrel, but I'd rather hang around family and battle. It's too much, too many dripping in sauce, and I ain't hating on nobody, they can get lost. It's too much, trying to help a nigga out, the only thing they care about is internet cloud. It's too much, niggas sounding like each other and they all dead wrong, they don't even get along. Too much, you might, 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 too much drip, you might slip, 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 too much.
Up in the way, cause I don't play clown. Book, take that with you on the way down. Up in the way, cause I don't play clown. Book, take that with you on the way down.
I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal.
And what I'm trying to explain to you, ladies and gentlemen, is the real world that our children live in. Not the ideal one that we want them to live in. Not this wonderful world that we pray that will come here one day, but the real world that they have to live in. You want to know why they're acting so crazy? You want to know why they're doing the things that they're doing? Because we have not prepared them to live in this real world. We have sent them through 12 years of school teaching them this dumb stuff that doesn't work, and when they go out and try to apply it and get killed for it, we are not there.
Me an animal. I eat a fake motherfucker like a cannibal. And I don't even understand how he got that far. Cause every time he write a rhyme, it's about his goddamn car. You know the top 10 hottest in the fucking game? Well, 8 of them niggas fucking lame. It's a fucking shame how y'all put them on a pedestal. But I figure you ain't got nothing better to do. Wake up!
Welcome, everybody. Hope you can hear me. Let me know. 1 2 1 2. I'm all on my own. My moderator ain't in the house. Help me. Nah, I'm just kidding. Shout out to hubby. He ripping and running around. He'll be back to assist me in a minute. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Appreciate y'all pulling up and popping in. Let's see who in the building. Welcome. Mrs.SheSaid is here. Shame Sunday. Shame Sunday. Guess what? You about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. Keep playing with these kids. You, parent, will be held as responsible for the crimes of your children. Yeah, unprecedented events have occurred. I don't know if y'all are aware. But you about to go to jail. They about to go to jail. Y'all think about that. We talked about this, a year, 2 years ago, quite a few times. It's getting out of control. Now little kids start getting in trouble. You know, that 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, they get in trouble. Who should be held accountable? Kids, still. Our detention centers are getting full. The hell? You about to go to jail. A new day of accountability for parents. What y'all think? What's up in the chat? I get my rings on. I got to get my rings on. You about to go to jail. You know about Ethan Crumbley? Ethan Crumbley. I guess you can Google it while we chit chat. Welcome, everybody. Dr. Nakumbe is in the building. First in the building. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Hammond is in the building. Hey, love. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to the doc. Pulling up, popping in. Know you ripping and running, doing that work. Sarah's in the building. Hey, sis. Hope all is well. Yes, yes, all is well. Greetings to the chat and everybody. Hubby is watching. Hey, babe. I see ya. Thank you for keeping it all lined up for me. Paris Dunbar's in the building. I appreciate you pulling up, popping in. Hope everybody's Sunday is going well thus far. Isn't it some football game going on? I got your hot wings and your dips and stuff. Yeah. Enjoy that. Let me know how that's going. Y'all put the score in the chat because, I'm not there. The big kids is out checking out the Super Bowl. They enjoying the outskirts of real life. The 23-year-old hang out with her friend, and the 18-year-old is hanging out with her friend and their family. So, they enjoying that Super Bowl stuff. Johnny Blaze is in the building. Welcome. Appreciate you pulling up and popping in. All right, Lionesses is popping in. I appreciate y'all. Great Pill is in the building. Salute to you. They about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. Stop playing with these kids. Wait, that's the score? The score is 0. 0-0? How that's going? Goodness gracious. Shout out to Nightbot. Hashtag shame in the chat so Nightbot can drop your link so we can all support each other. No score yet. Okay. All right. Not trying to keep y'all confined, but you can check me out and watch that on the sideline. I'm just saying, shout out to all the football players, football fans. Y'all enjoy. But the topic is serious. We got some serious stuff going on. Parents is about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. Better rear them children up right. Make sure it's clear that they understand the law. Not just in your house, but outside. Don't be accomplice to your children. It's amazing what's happening. We're allowing these kids to do a whole bunch of stuff, and parents, just the plausible deniability, like the hands up in the air. I didn't know. I just don't know. Pay no attention to my kid. It's amazing. What do y'all think about that? Ethan Crumbley. This was back in 2021. He went and shot up a school. It's bad. deleted some people, kids. He's definitely been convicted, but not only was he convicted, his parents are being charged. Absolutely being charged. The mother was convicted the other day for manslaughter. She'll be facing 15 years in jail. That's what's going down, y'all. Y'all know how we do here, shame. It's a painful feeling. It's a painful feeling of humiliation or distress caused by the consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior. That's what it is. The loss of respect or esteem and dishonor. Person's actions or situations that bring a loss of respect and honor. We also discuss here neglect, failure to care for properly, the state or fact of being uncared for. Most parents think they're caring for their children properly. Just being a physical space of matter in the home is not enough. They need communication, they need interaction. They need us to pay attention to them and their ever so growing development and changes. The sneaking away, the seclusion. They do it. It's when you need to pull in even more. What do you guys think about that situation? Parents, it's about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. Grateful said, okay, I'm here where I need to be. Appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you pulling up. We don't care about this game. We waiting on Usher. Halftime party with Usher. He's spreading that stuff. Stop playing. Waiting on Usher. What, he gonna perform songs from 20 years ago? Shout out to Usher. Oh man, the same two-step. Yeah. Shout out to Usher. Y'all enjoy that. I think we're getting it on the big screen here, so we'll be watching it a little bit. But back to the Crumbley family. Everybody going to jail. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. You were about to go to jail. It's funny to me. I talk about it all the time. Parents, man, y'all better get y'all shit together. You're going to be held accountable for your children's misbehavior, their foolishness. And that's how it should be. Got these kids going up in restaurants, acting a fool, jumping on registers, ripping shit up like they ain't got no sense. Who trained them? Who trained them? Who house they came from? Parents will begin to be held accountable for their children's crimes. It's going down. Y'all have this mentality. I love my children to death. I love my baby to death. Really? Y'all are. They're not thriving. They are not thriving from your love. We need to change that. I love my children with love and abundance for life. It's supposed to enhance their life. Okay? Your children should be an enhancement of you, a better replica. Your egos are so big, you're not even creating that. We're creating the dynamic of them being less than us. They need to be better than us. So yeah, the mother of Oxford, Michigan, school shooter found guilty on manslaughter, February 6, 2014. Went down. The father will be going on his trial in March. His trial is in March, and I'm sure he will be convicted as well. It's a damn shame not paying attention to your kids. They had direct involvement. Got a couple of clips, couple of videos from in the court. The plausible deniability. Goodness gracious, mama was just all over the damn place. It's amazing. Okay? Make time for your children. Pay attention to them. Y'all want to rip and run the streets and have these careers, so it's a disguise to be. All of this is going on. She cheating, not paying attention to shit, directly involved, deleting texts, thinking you getting your kid out of trouble. Y'all watch too much SVU, thinking you a fucking detective, and you're not. Stay in your place. At least learn the law. Like, goodness gracious. The jailed Michigan parents charged with involuntary manslaughter stemming from that high school mass shooting committed by their teenage son, Ethan Crumbley. He's in jail. Yes, he is. But mommy is also in jail now. Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of the teen who killed 4 students at an Oxford, Michigan high school in 2021, was found guilty Tuesday of all 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Y'all think it's a joke out here. Y'all think it's a joke out here, okay? You better take control of your home and your children. Lay the law down. You are the law. You are God in your home. That's how they need to see that. And they see us like that. When does your role stop? Some of you have this idea that, you know, your duties and responsibilities are to end at some point when it comes to this parenting journey. And it doesn't. I'm sorry. It does not. And I should not be the first to tell you that. It's amazing. But you are definitely going to start to be held accountable. This is just the first. And they ain't African American. A novel legal case that stood as a test of the limits of who's responsible for a school shooting, especially when it's from a youth, from a child, someone under 18, right? Because we're supposed to create these humans that we send out to the world as young adults, 17 and 8 months, to be functional, to understand the rules, the law, how to respect authority, how to keep themselves in check so they don't get in trouble, because the consequences behind jail, the reality of jail and prison and detention centers, it's a lot that we need to take hold of when it comes to our children. So if you don't raise them right, your asses is going to be going to jail. How about that? You about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. And in some cases, I've absolutely seen that, yeah, the parents need to go to jail. They absolutely were not paying attention. They didn't rear their children right. That child had absolutely no fucking clue what was going on. And they have to deal with the consequences of things that they have no clue about. It's a vicious cycle. It's too much information out here for us to keep neglecting our children, because that's what's happening. It's neglect. You're neglecting their food intake. It's a shame. The majority of our children in our country are obese. Whose fault is that? We're going to blame the absent fathers. We're going to blame the absent fathers. That we're big boned and shit. Is that scientific fact? Huh? It's neglect by not giving our children the tools that they need to thrive as adults. And it's unfair that you guys decide to have this plausible deniability mentality. So you're going to start being held accountable for it. There's so many things that this family could have done to step in to not allow this boy to take an abundance of lives, innocent people, some crappy parenting going on. So this platform is needed because it's some shameful shit. Shameful. But we want to keep turning a blind eye to it until it happens to us. Till our child comes home and said that they had to duck in the back of the building because, you know, the back of the class, because some idiot 8-year-old's child came to school with a gun. And they have drills. That's the amazing part. To be, you know, fully engulfed in the school system, you know, since I was a kid, like I didn't stop because my nieces and nephews, I assisted them My husband's nephew came into his life and also assisted. So I continued to be in the school system. So to now, our children are having drills just in case a school shooter comes in. Fear. That's a lot of fear when they have their own fear already from home that, we've all created. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all shy away from the real knowledge that they need, and you treat them like little fucking counselors and, your best friends, like they're grown men and grown women. A lot of you have a lot of blame in what's happening now with our children, and nobody wants to be held accountable. The schools is not to blame for your children's lack of knowledge and comprehension. The school is not to blame for your children's lack of knowledge and comprehension. Somebody should have told you. All these years, there's always contracts. Every school my kids went to, we have a lot of them, different schools, different cities, different states, and there was always contracts. Like we had to contractually embrace our children's education. Nobody's checked y'all. Like when you don't comply with those things, like you don't get phone calls, people inquiring what's going on. The child is failing. The child is skipping class. Something's going on. The child is dirty every day. And then we're mad when somebody calls CPS. Celine is in the building. Welcome, love. Appreciate you pulling up and popping in. Parents is about to go to jail. Blaze is in the building. Welcome. I got a baby. Shout out to everybody pulling up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so the Crumbley family, back to them. Jail time for everybody. Jail time for everybody. Crumbley, this is the mother. 45, faces up to 15 years in prison, and her sentencing hearing is set for April 9th. She's been locked up since they, initially caught them after the shooting. She never was out on bail or bond, none of them. So they've been in jail the whole time. She's been behind bars since her arrest in the Detroit warehouse days after the shooting. Her husband, Mr. James Crumbley, is scheduled to go to trial on the same charges in early March of 2024. I might have to watch that one on Court TV. But you can catch these trials on Court TV. They are public. There have been several other cases. Have you known there's been several other cases in which parents were charged for shootings carried out by their children, though not one in a school mass shooting. So it's definitely a difference. Kind of slap on the wrist. I got the articles in here for you guys to check out. So the links is in here. I think I got them in the chat. I should have had them. It's like you put them in the chat in the beginning, and then when I come in and start my show, it's not in there, but I'll make sure I'll drop it in the description after. But yeah, there's another father. This is a father. This is a whole different case, but that was the link to the Highland school shooting. But this one, it's other cases that I wasn't aware about, but there are. Father of the July 4th mass shooting in the Chicago suburb of Highland Park, Illinois, was accused of wrongdoing for signing his son's application for Illinois firearm ID. So he assisted his son. He signed the application for him to get a firearm. Why would your son need a firearm? Did he take any classes? Did he articulate what he's going to use it for? Is it shooting practice? Like he's planning on going to the military? What? Crazy. Yes, it's a shame. Shame, and more shame.
For shame!
You about to go to jail.
For shame!
Let me come back up here. I gotta go. Thank you. Let's play these videos. Yeah, so that father, that mass shooting, he signed the application for his son to get a gun license. And months after his son displayed concerning behavior, the father, Robert Primo Jr., ultimately pleaded guilty to misdemeanor of reckless conduct charges and agreed to serve 60 days 60 days in jail. Do y'all think that was enough time for just signing that? Like, we don't know our children. The plausible deniability of something that we created, our most prized possessions, children we love to death. We don't know shit about them. You didn't know that they was capable of something like that. You didn't know that they was depressed. You didn't know that they was having these kinds of thoughts of harming people. Consciousness. Article right there. It's more and more. It's more. It's another one. Yep, a mother of a 6-year-old boy who shot his teacher at Virginia school last year. Taylor Swift. It's Taylor Swift's Super Bowl. Did y'all not know? Oh, goodness gracious. But this mother of the 6-year-old boy who shot his teacher at the Virginia school last year faces charges. He faced some charges. The boy's mother ultimately pleaded guilty to a state child neglect charge. So she neglected a child. You know, that's not much time. So they can plea down for direct involvement, you know, take away that direct involvement. And felony charges of unlawful use of a controlled substance while possessing a firearm and making a false statement while purchasing a firearm. Doing wrong and lying while you're doing it. You know, doing way too much. For what? And bringing this stuff around the kids without even educating them about it. It's a way to educate the kids about drugs, about molestation and pedophiles and predators. There's a way to talk to them about these things, you know, to where they won't be curious. They have to understand the safety precautions, especially of a gun. They shouldn't even be aware of these things existing in your home unless you're prepared to teach them about hunting and safety precautions, showing them, modeling the safety precautions. It is a lot. So we leave our children to navigate through this world thinking they just supposed to know shit. I'm upset with y'all. Y'all think these kids just supposed to know shit. They don't. You don't educate them. If you don't teach them, if you don't guide them, they don't know. And then you're plausible deny, throw your hands up. This is how we do now as parents. Throw your hands up. You know, I had to do it on my own. I tried to do my best. I had to. All the excuses don't excuse their fucking behavior or yours. But the level of severity in the case of the Crumbleys is different. It's absolutely different. In a written opinion filed last March, a panel of judges for the state's Applegate court acknowledged the possible precedent-setting nature of these cases, but called the situation unique and unusual. Unique and unusual. You know, they like to make examples of people. So this should definitely be a poster board example for parents. And the nonsense that transpired in court, holy shit. It's amazing. But we care about our kids. We love our kids to death. You're killing them. You're killing them by not giving them all the tools they need to navigate. And in this modern day world, it's too much information for us to keep acting like we don't know no better. The plausible deniability, the allowing them the access to everything without any context, without even building with them on the knowledge. Yeah, checking on my audio and stuff. This is amazing. And I say this, you know, I'm the baby. I'm right in the middle. I got 2 younger brothers and 2 older brothers. The 2 younger brothers are not my mother's biological children, but my father's. And just to know their story, you know, of not having that male presence in their life full time, consistently, you know, in a healthy manner, in a positive way for him, you know, to show them how to navigate through this world as men. You know, they struggled. They struggle. Look, Popo they on their way. They in that area. Somebody. Oh Lord, I hope it ain't one of the kids. Get your kids. Get your kids, because they outside all the time unsupervised. And it is a different time, y'all. We had some limits. We knew we would get our ass whooped. Okay? And my mother didn't even have to abuse us. But if she had to get that strict and show us who's the authoritative figure. We needed it. We needed it. So that kept us, that's that shame in there. Don't want my mother to have to come pick me up from somewhere because I'm out here doing nonsense. 11 years old, stole the big ass candy bar in the grocery store that she used to work at. How
For
disrespectful.
shame.
How disrespectful. So some of the lessons for me was really, really young. For her to have to come pick me up from a place that she used to, you know how embarrassing that was for her? She ate it and I had to get in trouble. I had to eat that one. But that feeling that I felt shaming her, that was like God to me. Yeah, I mean, let me not do that no more. And if I'm going to do it, I better be real, real sneaky not to get caught. But that set a precedence. You know, we need to be that influential to our children. The shame comes from not wanting to let us down. Doesn't mean you have to be an overly authoritative parent and overshadow your children, but setting clear expectations, clear structure and responsibility for them, and them understanding the consequences behind each set of offense. Like it has to be some type of consequences. I remember in school when you misbehaved and they told you had to write something 100 times on the board or in the notebook or whatever. Use that on your kids. That is something to utilize. And they will work on their handwriting. I'm just saying, you know, think about that. But the way our kids are being handled right now, I mean, y'all get an F. Last year I did a whole show. Parents, F, y'all failing. Mothers, you're failing. If you want to be so proud of being matriarchs, because, you know, the last 30 years, society has been ran by our women, y'all dropped the ball. We dropping the fucking ball. Ball is dropped. Y'all missing every fucking shot. Ain't no buckets over here. None at all. And it ain't designated to just our culture. Y'all see who up here? That's a whole white family, Crumbley. And their children have been pacified and pandered the whole time. Y'all seen it? We lived upstate for 8 years and kids was drunken, vehicular manslaughters and getting off. They was just blowing off steam. They didn't know no better. That's the kind of shit that's been happening. Somebody need to be held accountable. You ain't educate them kids about alcohol and drinking. He's 16 and got a license and you know he's irresponsible. You know, all of that is us. We know our children ain't fucking responsible. Don't give them extra duty. You better make sure they got some shit down packed before you start loading them up with more and more stuff, knowing they're not capable. We got to do a better job or your ass will end up in jail. You about to go to jail.
What's happening to her physically during this time? Is she continuing to bleed?
Yeah, she was continuing to bleed a lot. So
was she in pain?
Yes. Well, at first she wasn't. She couldn't feel anything. And then the shock kind of started to wear off, I think. So then she started to cry.
I believed he was going to shoot me.
And did he shoot?
He did.
The shooter come out of the bathroom, and I've watched the video so many times. He had a sense about him, like, I don't know, I call it like the proud chest. Like he walked out of there like his head was held high, like he was in charge.
Yeah, he was in charge. He was proud. He meant to do what he was doing. He meant to do what he did. That was very intentional. And his parents had a direct hand in that shit. Because you can catch all of that. You can catch all of it on YouTube. The whole case is there. But I got a couple more. Look, why would a mother? This is the defense, the prosecution asking her questions.
Why is a mother whose son just killed 4 people thinking about deleting her text messages? Why is she saying things that are not true about her son? Why does she care about her job? Why does she care about her horse lesson? Why does she care about any of these things? Because she knew she did something wrong. And she's deleting all of those things. Because she wants you to believe that she's somebody she's not. And you know what she's not? She is not somebody that used ordinary care to prevent what was foreseeable, reasonably foreseeable, that could have happened. Injury or death, and it did. One of the things I want you to ask yourself, when you go back in that room is why, after hearing that there's an active shooter situation and knowing that your son is involved, you are taking the time to delete text messages. And look at the messages that were deleted. We're on the run again. Helicopters, not sure where to. I'll message you. And we're deletes. The gun is gone and so are the bullets. Oh my God, Andy, he's going to kill himself. He must be the shooter. Ethan did it. Those were deleted from her phone.
So this case is a very dangerous one for parents out there. It just is. And it is one of the first of its kind. Luckily, however, this is a case where the prosecution cannot meet its burden of proof. It's obvious from the evidence in trial, and you may find it to be a reasonable doubt, that the Crumbley son was a skilled manipulator and they didn't realize it. He's not sick. He doesn't have a mental illness. He's had no history of hallucinations. He has never shown his parents signs of mental illness. He certainly never showed signs of mental illness wanting to get a gun. No parent would purchase a weapon if they believed their child had mental illnesses. And these are people that had 2 other guns in the house for months where nothing ever happened with those guns. They had no reason to believe that somehow this third gun was the thing that was going to make the difference.
Wow. Mom was doing a lot during all of this, you know? I don't know. These things are tracking devices. Everything is there. Even if you delete it, it is there. My camera's off. You can turn it off. This is in court, man. That woman, she was all over the place. She cared more about them horses, her little boyfriend, you know. Now you want to claim your son got some mental issues. Someone with mental issues, you're gonna, you know, assist them with getting a weapon? What kind of sense does that make? Negligence, neglect. Goodness gracious. She a whole damn co-defendant. It's crazy. That's why she got 15 years. 15 years. Good for her. Husband gonna get some too. Crumbley. Yeah, she knew it was going down. They got rid of the gun, got rid of the bullets. She was down for it all. This is amazing. These are parents. This is what we're doing. Assisting our children in mass deletions. It's a damn shame. Yeah, we're about to put up a poll. Y'all let us know. Oh man, ignorance? Is it ignorance? Or is it negligence? Which one? Neglect. Fail to care for properly. The state or fact of being uncared for. Neglect. Ignorance, the lack of knowledge or information. Which one? Ignorance or neglect? Yeah, no. No. You about to go to jail. Wake up. Y'all better wake up. Badass kids, get them together. And get them outside. You better talk to them. Better teach them how to interact with people. Nothing wrong with these kids. Y'all ain't doing nothing with them. And then when somebody tell you, don't tell me what to do with my kids. Do more. Do more. Ignorance or negligence? Which one? Put it in the chat. Let me see what y'all got. Just lack of knowledge or information? So was that what it was? Or was it the failure to care for? Information man is in the building. Tamika in the building. Welcome, y'all. Negligence or ignorance? The Crumbley case we're talking about. Shout out to the Crumbleys. Y'all going to jail. I'm laughing. That's right. Good for y'all asses. Good for your asses. This is not okay. Young man, these kids are not prepared for the real world. Y'all see that video I played in the beginning with Miss Barbara Simone? Seisman. That's her name. Barbara Seisman. Not mess her name up. Great speech. We are not there. We have not prepared them. 12 years of school, teaching them this bullshit that don't work. They ain't ready. So you future parents, you better do everything in your power to teach your kids. Them babies can read by 3. They can read by 3. You put the time in, put the effort in, do that phonics. My baby can read. Yeah, that shit real. Do it. Do everything in your power to prepare them kids. Because this plausible deniability, the court ain't trying to hear that shit. Y'all see us on Coffee and Cappuccino night. Some of these judges ain't playing. These grown people go into court and don't even know how to behave and show the court some respect. It's amazing. So what are they truly learning in school? Huh? And you guys are not going to be let off the hook. The school failed them. The school failed them. We don't have no resources. They built better humans before school was even a damn thing, because they had to learn from home. They had to take on the skills of daddy, and they had to take on the skills of mommy. We ain't teaching them shit. And if you're working from home, they seeing you sit on your ass on the phone or some computer all day, right? Like, so we got to be conscious, because you're going to be going to jail. You're going to be going to jail if your kids is committing some crimes. We was young kids. My brother went out and played. We outside playing, throwing stuff. He threw a rock and broke some man's car window. Man knew where we lived, absolutely came and knocked on the door. Guess what? He was held responsible. Mama had to pay for that. She didn't whoop no ass. He had to work on top of her having to pay for that. And this is back in the day. That money, she needed that money. But he had to learn a hard consequence behind that. That work ethic. You do something, you're going to have to pay the crime. You're going to have to pay for it. This victim shit, I'm a victim. You know, I was supposed to be there. I didn't mean to. Yeah. That shit ain't going to work, parents. This I don't know stuff. Y'all know how to fuck real good. I'm going to say it. You know how to fuck, suck, and do it all. Let them come all in you. But we don't know how to maintain our children for the lifetime. It's a lifetime job. Just because you don't want to fuck with your mama, that's an insight for you to say, let me do better than her, right? Because if you have that mentality, she wasn't shit. My mama did some horrible things. My mama didn't do this. You might want to take that energy and break that cycle. Let's not take those same characteristics that your mother had into your nurturing your children. Made you bitter. You're upset. You don't like her. Don't you want your children to like you and respect you? Let's break them cycles. Pay attention to them kids, man. This is amazing. Oh, Great Pill said all of the above. All of the above. Neglect and ignorance. It's more neglect. They was fully aware of what they was doing, and it was wrong. They didn't get that boy no help. She was too busy with them damn horses and a man horse that wasn't her husband. Mama. Shit. Y'all forget about them kids. They still exist. You want to have all this excitement. Sometimes life should be boring, and that should be okay. But it causes us to neglect our children when we want this excitement or something else. Or it's just too much. I didn't know it was going to be. Yeah. Plausible deniability. Sarah chimed in. Neglect. She knew if she had to try to get rid of the evidence. Absolutely. Yep. She was dumping it all. Shame Sunday. Sis, it's amazing. Them Crumbleys, man. Them Crumbleys. Goodness gracious. I don't even know if they left any other kids, behind who have to endure what has transpired. It's amazing. Father about to go to jail. The father about to go to jail. Shame. Shame, son.
Shame. 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 Shame.
I am here to do some good old-fashioned slut shaming.
Yeah! They was throwing shit on her and everything. They wasn't throwing no bricks where they was. They was throwing everything at her ass. Shout out to the Game of Thrones. It was a different time. You know, our children are supposed to be taken up under our wing, but I'm noticing women don't want that responsibility. They don't want to be wives and they don't want to be mothers, but want all this proclamation. All this, I am the mother of life and I give birth. And yeah, it's a lot more after that. A lot more. Been waiting for that. Yeah. The shit tossing contest. Damn shame. Shame. Y'all learn that sign. Shame. So you remember the Italians, he's like, fuck you. Shame. Yeah.
Your mother was a whore.
My mother was a whore.
Your whore mother.
Yeah, you know, we start to lose it with these kids. We get out of focus very easily. And it's on the father at times to kind of wean us back in, you know, but I've noticed a lot are resistant. You know, I've seen mothers who are resistant to that redirection from the other parent, from the male parent, from the father parent, from the paternal parent. Ladies, we have to understand that there is a certain level of logic and awareness that children need. And sometimes we're not capable of instilling that. And we have to admit that. That structure, that discipline, we need. Be willing to take that direction from the father. He absolutely has a different way of parenting. Be willing to listen. And I'm noticing over the 40, 50 years, they don't have to be brute force. They don't have to be. I've seen them discipline their children without ass whoopings. I know many men, you see our brother Muhammad sit up here and his children are grown and he'll tell you honestly, he never whooped his kids or anything like that. My husband never really had to spank them kids, but I spanked them. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. I didn't play, but I instilled it very young. So they knew at a certain age, like I don't have to do that, you know. But I've noticed men don't have to use that brute force because they take the time to educate the children, tell them. We're very impatient. So being a mother, you have to learn some patience. It's important. I got some videos at the end of the effects of us pulling away from those children. And it happens early, you know, with sending them off to daycare because we got to rush off to work. And of course, we all understand the dynamics is different and some people have to do that. But just consider what it's doing to those children as well as what it may be doing to you. Abandonment issues on top, right? That's at the top of the list. But we're going to talk about that a little later. We're going to dive into some more of this Crumbley mess. Number 3, are you failing as a parent? Are you a failure? They asked her that. Let's see what she said.
Do you feel, are you a failure as a parent?
I don't think I'm a failure as a parent, but at that time, I guess I didn't see, I felt bad that Ethan was sad at those things, and I guess I don't know, I just felt like I failed somewhere. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just that point in time, I just kind of felt like somewhere.
Wait. Do you feel that you're a failure as a parent? She said no, and then she said yes. I mean, like the indecisiveness. I mean, you know, so when we sit up on these panels and say that it is a thing, let's be more conscious with taking our time and expressing our thoughts clearly, because she was asked a clear question. Do you think that you were a failure as a parent? She said no, and then started to go into camp motherfucking victim. Okay, about it. There's no excuses you can give, bitch. Are you serious? No, but you know, at the time I was so and so.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
In the court of law. And they learn very well, ladies. You know, these white women taught us very well how to be camp victim. Look at it.
Do you feel, are you a failure as a parent?
I don't think I'm a failure as a parent, but at that time, I guess I didn't see, I felt bad that Ethan was sad at those things, and I guess I don't know, I just felt like I failed somewhere. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just that point in time, I just kind of felt like somewhere I failed.
Do you believe there was anything, do you believe that you knew or had reason to know your son was a danger to anyone else?
No. As a parent, you spend your whole life trying to protect your child from other dangers. You never would think you have to protect your child from harming somebody else. That's what blew my mind. That was the hardest thing I had to stomach, is that my child harmed and killed other people.
Do you believe there were things you were thinking at the time, I should do this, but I'm not doing it? Do you look back and think that?
No, I don't. I mean, of course I look back after this all happened, and I've asked myself if I would have done anything differently, and I wouldn't have.
If you could change what happened, would you?
Oh, absolutely. I wish he would have killed us instead.
Again, camp fucking victim. I wish he would have killed. No, you don't. No, you don't. Y'all believe her? You believe her? I don't believe her. I believe all women. I don't believe her. It's a lying ass. My son was dead, and I didn't. You was too busy doing other things, working, fucking, and sucking some man that's not your husband, and dealing with them horses. You wasn't paying no attention. And it amazes me, because I agree. We do spend our life protecting our children, but I have spent my life protecting my other children from my child. When they are little and they are around other kids and they attempt to hit or do something, you have to redirect them. You have to stop them. So I don't agree with that. How many parents have had to stop their children from doing something? And that starts young, and you stop and say, no, you don't hit, you don't bite, you don't kick, you don't spit. They're going to do these things because they're little humans. So to sit in the court, I never thought I would have to protect my child from hurting someone else. Yeah. Shit ain't gonna fly. Disgusting, man.
Mrs. Crumbley, I'd like to talk to you about your vigilance as a parent. But before I do, I want to make sure that you understood the oath that you just took.
I do.
Okay, you understand that you took the stand under oath and you have to tell the truth?
I do.
You understand that was the rules yesterday as well?
Correct.
All right, we're going to come back to that. Now, you've been described.
We're going to come back to that because you a goddamn liar. He's a fucking liar. She's a goddamn liar. Liar, pants on fire. Y'all remember that? Come on, man, play that shit. I thought my mama was psychic. I'm going to always reference her. Everybody else reference God. God, she's God to me. She was psychic. You ain't got to lie to me, Craig. Don't lie. She up there just lying. Like, he's like, we're going to get back to that. I'm going to finish playing it, but I wanted to reiterate that he had to point that out. And yesterday, you was under oath, right? To say that you are going to sit here and tell us the truth. Okay, we're gonna revisit that, ma'am. All right. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that whole case. Shit might have been funny. But let me tell you, when the whole case with Johnny Depp, shout out to Johnny Depp. Shout out to Johnny Depp, man. Fuck that bitch Amber Heard. Yeah, I said it, and I mean it. I ain't believe that bitch from the beginning. I ain't believe that brick face bitch from the beginning. Listen, you know, humans is about paying attention to small cues, okay? That's why I appreciate the deaf culture. Shout out to the deaf culture and all my people. Shout out to y'all. I mean, I think I was always animated, but to also add in, you know, those lessons in the education of deaf culture and American Sign Language, y'all see I'm quite animated with the eyebrow raises and all of that. And that comes from being able to sign language. So you learn a lot of social cues. You have to pay attention to people. And that's something that we are lacking because we have all these devices, we have phones, and our children are not being able to interact properly. I hear too many people say, my child don't play with other kids, you know, they're introverted, da 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 da. Yeah, no. This is the times that we're living in. It is on us to get them out and about, to be social. Because they become adults and they don't know how to be social. We're already not educating them about the opposite sex, so they learn how to be comfortable in order to court one another. They have no fucking clue. It's amazing. We got to do a better job. Dr. Nakumbe back in the building. Welcome, welcome. It's been unique, man. This is a interesting case. The woman is just so delusional. Like, it's amazing, you know, but the child is going to be in jail for the rest of their life. She get good 15 under oath, just a liar. Let's go back to her line. Let me see if that's the right one, right?
Mrs. Crumbley, I'd like to talk to you about your vigilance as a parent. But before I do, I want to make sure that you understood the oath that you just took.
I do.
Okay, you understand that you took the stand under oath and you have to tell the truth?
I do.
You understand that was the rules yesterday as well?
Correct.
All right, we're going to come back to that. Now, you've been described by your attorney as a hyper-vigilant parent.
Correct.
Okay, do you agree with that?
I do.
In fact, you called yourself a helicopter parent before.
Yes, I was.
So you told us you've spent a lot of family time together.
We did.
Now, I'd like to talk to you about what your digital footprint shows.
Okay.
What the evidence on your phone shows.
Okay.
Now, it's true, you agree with me that having horses is quite a time-consuming hobby.
It can be.
Okay. It was for you.
It can be.
And that's what you said yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. And you were at the barn for between 3 and 5 times a week?
More like 3 times a week.
3 times a week for a couple hours a trip?
Correct.
Okay. It's also an expensive hobby.
It is.
So your banking records show that in the year of 2021, you spent over $20,000 on the horses. Is that correct?
Probably.
Okay. And that's not including cash. That's just from Capital One and Flagstar Bank.
Correct.
In fact, you told a coworker that half of your salary basically goes to the horses.
I might have, yes.
Now, except on rare occasion, you didn't bring your son with you to the barn.
He was not into horses. I would ask every time I went to the barn, but he didn't want to go.
So the answer was no?
No.
Okay. And at least as far as your horses being boarded with Kira Pennock from June of 2021 to November of 2021, your son never went with you. Is that correct?
I think he went once when my in-laws were in town and we met them at the barn.
Okay. But there was nothing...
Y'all get where he's trying to go with it. $20,000 a year on them horses. And that boy ain't even interested in that. Is she screwing them? Because we know it's a thing. Bestiality it's a real thing. Care about them horses more than you care about your damn son. She a gambler, possibly. Possibly. It's a lot of possibly. She damn sure enough lying up here. That's why she's facing 15. Could have redirected. Our children need attention. All the way up until teenage, 15, 16, when they start pulling away. Most of you parents have the mentality that you know it all, and you don't. You don't. You still got to learn. You still got to grow and develop. You have to learn along with your child. And you think you know them, but you don't. You ain't paying no attention. She didn't do her due diligence by paying attention to what that boy was doing, what he was into. There's no way you can be with them horses the majority of your goddamn time and at work and giving an abundance of family time to your son. You just sit up here lying. Your phone tells it all. Y'all, I mean, see, y'all tell it all. You tracked here, everywhere. You use the navigation system to go places and stuff. Yeah, the phone knows everything. He said, we're going to check your digital, what he said, your digital footprint. Yeah, it's real. Dr. Nakumbe chimed in, I am a believer. While that cam is on at the courthouse, that is the right thing to say. I don't believe she would have said that at home. Amazing. And the defense, and I don't think I got that video. Her hubby showed me the defense says some real, she tried to reference her life with her kids. She's a neglectful goddamn mother sitting in the courtroom admitting it. And we think this shit is okay for the sake of a fucking career. Let that shit sink in a little bit. If you're going to have that career, you're going to have to learn to balance your motherfucking time when it comes to them kids. Read a book, read a goddamn book. I couldn't wait to get home to my kids, yo. Damn near getting in an accident, mad, like, hurry up, get out of my way. I've been here for 4 hours, 5 hours, always tried to work part-time. In a rush, I gotta go home, miss my babies. Y'all all right? Conversations at 3. Full on. We gotta be more conscious because they need us to, so we can avoid this. Our children going to jail and us being held responsible and also spending some of our life in jail. If that's where y'all want to be, continue on this path. Let's listen to her lying ass under oath.
Stopping you from taking him.
No, he just didn't want to go.
Okay, it's a family atmosphere.
It can be.
Okay, like the Halloween party that you had, that was for families.
Yeah, most of the kids there are young.
Okay, in the winters, you were on ski patrol as well.
Correct.
Okay, and that can be a bit of a time-consuming hobby.
It can be.
All right, and you would be on ski patrol between 1 and 2 times a week?
It's a total of 10 hours a week.
10 hours a week, okay. So how many days?
I did doubles on Saturdays, so 1 day a week for me.
Okay, so you told this jury yesterday, you depicted your affair with Mr. Malash as a one time a week meet up at a Costco parking lot. Is that your testimony?
Correct.
Okay. But it wasn't just that, was it?
Nope.
Okay. In fact, there are numerous photographs sent to Mr. Malash.
Okay.
Yes or no?
I'm sure there was.
Okay. Numerous messages exchanged with him.
Correct.
And it wasn't just during the week, Monday through Friday, was it?
No.
No. In fact, that's what you said yesterday. But in fact, it included trips.
There were actual business trips that he met me on.
Okay. And included other individuals.
Yes.
What's Adult Friend Finder?
So where you can go on and meet people who meet certain tastes that you're looking for.
This is 429. And you had the app Adult Friend Finder on your phone.
I do not believe I had the app.
Okay, it was found on your phone.
Okay, well, I guess it was on my phone.
Okay, and there were messages from you to other individuals.
Correct.
Your Honor, I would object that this is going outside of the scope of the affair with Brian, but...
I don't think the court's ruling on opening the door was confined to just her extramarital affair with Brian Marsh.
Well, I guess with regard to Mr. Malash, I determined that the defense opened the door. I don't know that I determined that the defense opened the door as to other conditions.
She depicted herself as having one extramarital affair for about a 6-month period of time, where she met with him 1 time a week. That was her testimony yesterday. We have evidence to the contrary, and I think it's important.
This is going to get exciting.
All right,
it is what it is.
All right, well, go ahead. But
I won't delve too far
okay, yeah,
into it, Judge.
Really, this jury has been here a long time, and
I respect their time, Judge. I'll be brief.
You might not have watched.
So, Mrs. Crumbley I'm sorry, this is not a laughing matter.
He was laughing at her ass. I'm trying to call you out, ho. She up here yesterday talking about that one affair for 6 months, and yeah, no, ma'am. You tried to delete. She tried to delete the app, yo. Like, I don't understand.
She says
Yeah, right. You know, this is what. Come on. You want to try to lie and be like, well, we see that. Oh, well, then it was on my phone. Then what did you lie for first? Why did you lie initially? Like, you should go to jail just for that. Contempt, bitch, you lying. We trying to catch you in this lie. That's why he laughed, because he know the judge don't want to go there. The evidence proves that you're a whore. Goodness gracious, Lord have mercy. So it started revealing more than she thought. You're not just a murderer, you're a...
I am a whore. Remember?
Goddamn shame. Y'all about to go to jail. You about to go to jail. And I absolutely see them doing that here. Some of these kids are out of control, and the parents need to be held accountable. Serve right along with your kid. Yep. They need to know that there's some consequences out here. I think it's been pandered and coddled too long. The plausible deniability of the missing parent that's kind of never been around. Like, how can we keep holding this parent that's not been around? Like, if you take on the full-time job, you have to take on that emotional stability of that child. You have to take on all of that. It is what it is, and somebody should have told you. Can't keep pointing the finger at a being that's not around. It's your job now, like, to do it all. And if you need some outside help, you need to reach out for that. Utilize the people around you. Utilize the village that you have. If it's a boy, he definitely needs to be influenced by some quality men that you know. If it's a female and you are not equipped to give them all the things that you think they may need, outsource that. You got to be confident enough, comfortable enough to say, I need help. I need help. Because it is not an easy job. Me and Mr. He said it is not perfect parents. We had to stumble and make mistakes along the way, give ourselves grace for not knowing, just trying to do better. But this shit is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. We don't want our children to be a product of prison. We don't. We need a child. But it's their fault. They didn't bring that child up right. They need us both there, and that's a 2-family home. Yep. Neither one of them was paying attention to him. We're going to hear what the husband was doing, too. He probably was a dirty thing, too. We just got her shit right now. So we calling her ass out. And I will be back in the March to expose that one shit. We might watch it live, court TV. I might have to chime in every day. I like watching that stuff. It's amazing. You watch these people. Your body. The way you look when you answer a question, whether you're looking to the left or you're looking to the right. It's a lot. Up, down, all of that. They have people in there paying attention to all your lies, creating it. So I really just wanted to bring that information to y'all, that y'all are going to be going to jail. You're going to be going to jail, being held responsible for your children, doing crimes. No more plausible deniability. Take your role back in school, at home, in public. Treat them kids like little people. They're not babies. Treat them like they're going to be adults. You have to talk to them, articulate, correct them when needed and necessary, especially when they're speaking. Correct them every time. They'll be able to learn to take correction. That's the first step. Correcting them the way they talk. Most of these kids sound real dumb as hell. They cannot articulate. So imagine them trying to write a thesis. On Tuesdays, y'all know we promote conscious parenting. We promote being conscious humans. But on Tuesday specifically, we're definitely geared towards giving some solutions, some tips, some methods to assist us in this parenting journey, because it's a lifetime. You know, even though we have our 3 grown and 1 9, it's still not a perfect method. You know, it's trial and error. You have to learn your child. Your child is learning you as you're growing, because you are not the same person from the time they were born and 5 years later. You're not. Can't just tell your children, accept me how I am. You, how the fuck are y'all? You kidding me, right? The fuck? Don't even make no sense. And sometimes you are not enough. Check your attitude when it comes to your kids, because they're going to turn around and have that same attitude. And then what? You're going to pop them for showing you? You can't beat the you out your kids. It's amazing. You can't beat the you out of your children. Talk to them. Tell them, I make mistakes and I don't want you to make the same mistakes. So this is how we're going to do it. Maybe you can help me. Be vulnerable to your children, like they're teachers to you as well. So you have to be able to listen. I got another video for y'all. It's pertaining to daycare. I'm going to clip this up and I'm going to put it out there because we all need to change our mindset of how we thrust our children out into the world when they're infants. It always amazed me. I never wanted to go back to work. I had to. But we didn't thrust our baby in daycare. We had to fluctuate shifts. And that was hard as hell on a family. But sometimes you got to sacrifice for the sake of your children. And I wouldn't change it. I'll continue to, would prefer to be poor or have less than for the protection and the safety of my child, to just have us, mommy and daddy, or grandma or grandpa, that close extension. And that's the village that we need to keep intact. And it's okay to have those conversations with your elders and say, you know, the way we was raised, it was, you know, we joke, some families joke around about it, but some families don't have that conversation. We just pull away and say, you know, I don't want your influence around my kids, so I'm going to exit stage 6 because, you know, it is what it is, instead of having that conversation. Say, I wish you could have did this better. You know, I'm glad I'm alive, but, you know, this I'm going to try to do differently with my kids. So when they're here, please respect those wishes. Like, we have to be able to articulate those things. But have a listen to these two ladies discuss the dynamics of daycare, the effects that it can possibly have on us as mothers, as well as the children.
We were told that putting a baby in daycare so that mom could go back to work would have no impact on a baby as long as they had loving parents.
We've created 3 generations of children with attachment disorders.
When you drop your baby off for an 8-hour workday, what does that feel like for an infant?
They feel like you've died.
Is it true that the only way mothers are able to go back to work after 3 months is to emotionally disconnect from their babies?
It should tell you that maybe you have an attachment disorder that needs to be looked at. They get into what we call schizoid states, where they flip a switch and they say, I'm not going to care anymore. If you flip that switch every day, your baby is going to start to flip that switch too.
They think that it's benefiting them socially.
No. Just no. I can
Is it a lie?
I can debunk that myth.
If you had to say, okay, you are the ideal candidate for daycare, who is that person?
I don't think anybody's a good candidate. I wish that a single mother would get together with another single mother and hire a babysitter.
There are moms who say, well, my child has been in daycare since they were 6 weeks old and they're fine.
Sometimes the symptoms come out in early childhood. Sometimes they'll come out in middle school.
What is better for part-time moms?
To work every day a little bit.
Why is it crucial for moms to not repress feelings of guilt?
When we tell women to ignore their guilt, we are not doing any favors to those women, and we are definitely not doing any favors to their children.
Oh man. And to have that, what did y'all think about that, first of all? Goodness gracious. But to have that seal conversations that I've had over 20 years with other parents, you know, dropping kids off and they're having a fit, and you see them literally have to do that, like toss it up in the air, I gotta go. You know what I mean? And the child is left screaming and carrying on, and that child has to be soothed. And I did a lot of that. I would literally stay because I knew that there were particular children coming in with that mentality, and to try to have the conversation with the parent of changing their behavior so that child's behavior can be changed, dropping them off. You know, it was kind of difficult sometimes. You know, you got to prepare them, you know, especially if it's a rush out the house. you know, and the hardest job for us women, wives, and mothers is time management. So learning to manage your time, getting up an hour before the kids if you have to, like, you know, and going to bed earlier so you're rested. These things are very important to consider in order to give yourself grace. Because it is traumatizing to these children to be dropped off like that, screaming and carrying on. You know what I mean? But if you can prepare them, that they're aware that this is where they're going to be, and, you know, secure, you know, make them aware that you're coming back. Like, all of this stuff is strategic when it comes to them. But you have to consider that. I'm going to play it again. It's only a minute and 26 seconds for the people who didn't hear it in the back.
We were told that putting a baby in daycare so that mom could go back to work would have no impact on a baby as long as they had loving parents.
We've created 3 generations of children with attachment disorders.
When you drop your baby off for an 8-hour workday, what does that feel like for an infant?
They feel like you've died.
Is it true that the only way mothers are able to go back to work after 3 months is to emotionally disconnect from their babies?
It should tell you that maybe you have an attachment disorder that needs to be looked at. They get into what we call schizoid state.
3 generations of attachment disorder. Absolutely, I can see it. I believe that. Look at most of you women. Y'all drop out quick. Y'all signal for divorce quick. Detach from those kids quickly and easily. It's an easy switch to click off, right? You can do that to your children. You can do it to anybody. Don't even realize the effects that it has. 3 generations of attachment disorder. And it's true. It is absolutely true. Most parents you meet, their kid is clustered up under them. They're afraid to move away. And I think some of you mothers like that. They have to be totally dependent on you. It's not going to help them. It's our job to prepare them, ladies. It is our job to prepare them. Because we'll end up being in a courtroom pleading for our child. You got mothers out here pleading to judges for their child, for the sake of their child. I'm going to end it with this video. It's amazing. Because, you know, you never know what's going to happen. There is no guarantee that your child is going to come out of your home with everything, with being equipped to manage their emotions, to navigate through this world and function healthy, being able to cooperate and communicate with other people. All of that is on us. And I think it needs to be an etiquette. It needs to be a parenting course, classes, implemented back in school. Where parents are not even encouraging. You know, it's like, let's not talk about sex because I don't want y'all to have children. Then, you know, we can't just keep not giving them the knowledge and the tools and the education that they need to make the best decisions, because we know what's out there. We know what's out there. So is it negligence or is it ignorance? Negligence or ignorance? No, we had a poll. 62% negligent, 37%. Appreciate y'all for voting. Yeah, negligence. Yeah. And be that pop-up parent. I think Sarah might have said that in there. You know, pop up. It's okay to work. It's okay to work a little bit of hours every day if you have to. Those 8-hour shifts, and you have 2 hours of travel, that is 10 hours away from your child. Those were hard conversations to have, right? Right, babe? And the first opportunity for me to be able to be home 18 years ago, that was a hard decision because I've been working since I was 14, just like him. But it was beneficial. Because pawning our children off to people that's not really giving them anything of substance, you know, when I can give them so much more was the goal. And we were blessed to do that. I never feel like I was robbed of working a lot. I don't know. To go to college and utilize my skills in home, being a great manager. Like I can manage some shit. I'm managing. We got to get those skills, back into our women so we can create these functional adults, these functional young teens, because goodness gracious, they don't know how to talk. They can't read no fucking analog clock. It's amazing to me. Great pill chiming, true, but that doesn't last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Right? Nothing lasts forever. Everything got to go at some point. Make no sense. Even our bad and foolish fucking behavior. Let's get it together. This is a 4 damn minutes. I think I got it in here. Right. I'm gonna pull it up because I might want to stop it through instead of letting that play. A mama's plea. A mama's plea. I'll pull this up for y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up, popping in with me for Shane Sunday. What's the score in that game? I got a score or something? Put it in the chat. See what's going on with them. Let's watch this court case real quick. Oh, Usher's doing his squad, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all watching Usher? Oh, Alicia came with him. Come on, girl. They be wearing that red, y'all. Oh, you sound nasally, baby. Get it together. Oh, that broad thing's squeezing. Shout out to the Super Bowl. Means nothing. He got on the Michael Jackson glove, y'all. He thinks he Michael Jackson. Shout out to us, Lord. And I'm noticing they bringing the bell bottoms out for you gentlemen. And I mean, I'm talking about the tight-legged bell bottom. Come on now. It's crazy. I know did he just touch with Speed's wife's ass? Don't get beat up, y'all. No, she always been thick. Yeah, she always been thick. Go, girl. He doing too much touching. I'm about to get mad. My baby. Oh no. My. Y'all watching it? I'm sorry. But I know y'all watching it too. We here. Gotta focus on the plea of the mama. We came at the end too. Uh-oh. What is this? What's up with his thoughts? He's so short. Oh Lord, I don't even know who that was. He called him a much. Come on, y'all. Oh Lord. The accountability. Oh my shit. And I don't know what to do. Oh well, alrighty then. I would let y'all see, but at 7 o'clock. Who's in the streets? Something I get used to. Ooh. On fire out there, y'all. They burning. No, I don't like this song. No, I'm just kidding. Change your ways like hanging with your crew. They might cut me off from. All right, let me not. Let's get back to the Freedom Mama. Y'all watch this.
Expired over a year ago.
I found that out today, sir.
Yes. And what is it that you would like to tell the judge about William so that she can make her determination as to what she's going to do, whether she's going to terminate him unsatisfactorily or sentence him? Can you address Judge Boyd?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you as well. I would like to say to the court, I'm a mother first, but I'm also a well-abiding citizen, first of all. My son has made some choices, because you can say mistakes when they're toddlers because they're learning. As being a late bloomer is what I like to call him, he's still learning. My son, I moved him here to San Antonio. I made the mistake.
So as children, when they're developing, they make a lot of mistakes. Absolutely. They need a lot of redirection, a lot of correction, a lot of reiteration, a lot of it. We can't keep allowing ourselves to excuse our negligence. He's a late bloomer. What does that mean? What does that mean? I hate to make excuses for our boys to say, you know, boys like they're slower. And they're not. The fuck? Y'all just do less with them. Y'all think because they're boys, they don't need bedtime reading stories and stuff. Like that's just a girl thing or something. They don't need to sit down and learn to write and things. It's a lot of different tools and tips and strategies that you need when you're raising boys and girls, because they are differently biologically. Boys naturally have testosterone, which will make them hyper. And if you strategize your time, give them that time to jump around and act like a fool, and then wound down time, it becomes a habit of learning to pace themselves. But y'all just let our kids go willy-nilly, do whatever they want with no structure, no organization, and think when it's time to have some structure, they're going to be able to just be equipped and it's okay. No. Her plea is going to be awesome. But that part I had to, point out. He's still making excuses in front of the judge. He already did the offense, whatever it is. Late bloomer. The hell. It's crazy.
Mistake of moving my son here to San Antonio. And I fought myself for that. Because before I moved my son here to San Antonio, my son was headed to the military. My son was in ROTC. My son was scholar in football, headed to college, went to Wayland, came back to San Antonio because of me. I made the mistake in telling my son not to go into the military. And to this day, he still wants to go to the military. And I made that mistake because I was scared. The only I made the mistake in telling my son not to go into the military. And to this day, he still wants to go to the military. And I made that mistake because I was scared. The only reason that I responded the way I responded to you today, sir, is because I'm scared for my son to go to prison. My brother was murdered in prison. So it sits different with me when we talk about prison because my brother was murdered there. My son has made the mistakes that he has made. And I tell you right now that I'm not okay with the things that he has done. I'm not okay with the people that he chose to navigate and put himself with. I'm not okay with that. I'm not even saying dismiss it. I say start it over, make him complete it. Because in my house, we don't finish like that. We don't do it like that. We don't conduct ourselves like that. Because we're not those type of people. And that's not how you was raised. We was raised to do what we were supposed to do. We was raised to finish it out and to walk with our head up because that's the way and that's how God wants us to be. You made the choice. You tied my hands. You tied my hands as your mother. But I'm here begging you, ma'am, to have mercy.
Begging to have mercy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me make sure. One, two, 1, 2. Okay. Doc said, yeah. Yeah. But after all that, making poor decisions on her part, he's leaving from a place where he was comfortable. He had some future goals, some plans, but mama's plans overshadowed his plans, even as a young adult. Like sometimes we have to sacrifice what we want for the betterment of our children. Because those small choices of just moving him, knowing that all the things that he was doing, the resources that he had there were going to change. It was going to be different and it was going to affect him. But for some reason, we have this mindset that everything we do is right. And it's going to all work out in the end. But it's not. Because he done got himself into trouble. And of course, the camp victim of my brother. He had a brother in jail. It's just a bad cycle. It's a bad cycle. And we want to start to break it because again, parents, your ass is gonna be going to jail. Your ass is going to jail. And some of y'all need to. Like she said, she didn't raise him like that. Her decisions caused a trickle effect, which will happen. That's how it happens. It's cause and effect. It happens. And everything that we do from the time we choose to have these children, it's going to affect them. It's no guarantee it's going to be good either. It's no guarantee. But we don't want to be here. You don't want to be here in front of a judge pleading for your children. And I learned this all too well. I'm the baby of the boys. And to watch my mother be in a court, boys being delinquent, having to plead to the judge for leniency, or instead, can we do this program instead of jail time? And luckily, because they were young, but know this all too well. So for 40 years later, and we still have parents and mothers pleading, and the plausible deniability, because that's one thing my mother wasn't. She knew absolutely, like, yes, I absolutely played a hand in the poor decisions that they made. And they weren't excused. They had to deal with all the consequences behind the decisions that they made. This mother's heart is unique, but it ain't gonna stop the judge from sentencing this young person. But for her to be asking but we can start from the beginning with this program, see if he can complete it, because we complete things at home, you know. And there's a lot of parents who say that, you know, we didn't raise our kids like that. I didn't raise my child like that. Telling them I didn't raise you like this. Did you? They are like that. They were raised by you. The plausible deniability. Whether you directly did it or not, indirectly it happened under your watch. Let's finish with her plea.
Mercy on my child, like Jesus had mercy on us at the cross. I know he's messed up, and I know he's not the perfect kid. I know he's done some things, but I even said to you, ma'am, if you're the probation person, I'll make sure he's there. I'll make sure he does what he has to do. I get that.
That's a problem. You've been doing that. It hasn't worked. That's a problem. Your children need to be held accountable in your house, man. Create some consequences so you're not here like this. Sounds good. Sounds good. But now you want to hold his hand and make him go and complete the program. Should have did that in the beginning. So I would have loved to get the clip at the end of this, because that's how it would have came off on me. You're going to sit here and do this now? He had an opportunity already. Why weren't you on it then? Why didn't you take it seriously then? With all your victim camp shit, right? Camp victim, my brother has been in jail and
He's an adult. And I experienced that firsthand, being told, I can't talk to you, ma'am, because that's an adult. I experienced it firsthand when I found out that my son had messed up on probation, and I'm calling the probation office. I'm saying, hey, I'm his mama. I'm on y'all side. What can I do to help you guys to make sure that he's doing what he's got to do? And they told me, there's nothing you
create a home where he's under your authority and has to deal with your consequences, and we don't have to send him out into the world and deal with the city and the state and the federal government's consequences. Straight up negligence. It's negligence. He was thriving where he was. We can't keep continuing to have this mindset. Can't fucking victim. He was thriving. You made some poor decisions, and now he's suffering it. Because ain't no man up there pleading. His daddy is not standing behind her pleading. I don't know if there's a daddy, but right now it's just mommy. So you have been coddling and pandering him all this time. And now that he's an adult, yeah, everybody's going to tell you, yeah, we don't have to deal directly with you. No. He doesn't have special needs. He can't hold himself responsible. So you didn't teach him to hold himself responsible. Accountability in your house, consequences, respect and honor. His mindset is crazy. So we still have these young women want to run out and go have these babies, but have no clue of the duty and responsibility. Y'all dropping the fucking ball. Teach them kids how to read. Teach them kids how to comprehend. Teach them the level of respect. Teach them to have some self-control, some temperance. Start with phonics, reading every night. Look them in their eye. Say words in their face. A, B, C, D. Let them see your mouth moving. I couldn't stand when family members would say, my children sound white. How fucking ignorant can that be? That shit used to upset me. And back then they look at it and scream on them. But to have to correct them, like, what do you mean? So only white people are smart? You got to be kidding me. Or white people can articulate? Confused here. So I knew I was doing exactly what I needed to do. They can talk all the hood shit they want, but they know how to speak well and how to write well. That was more important than them feeling like they're down and shit, like they need to be down with the slang and all of that shit. No. I wanted them to be better than me. I wanted them to be better than my husband. And we needed to create a solid foundation of education, because it wasn't enough when I was coming up in my directing. You know, consciousness. The things I didn't have, I absolutely implemented when it came to our family. Structure. Like the pre-K classroom with the bedroom, letters, months, days of the week, all of that stuff. And it starts from the beginning. Staying conscious the whole way. And it's challenging because we're selfish people naturally. We want things our way. We get bored easily. We want change, but not to change where we're growing together. You can't just grow together in a relationship. You have to grow together with your children. Nobody's being told these things. We just push them to the side or give them too much attention and neglect the husband. Like, which one is it, ladies? We got to manage our time well. And think about the future. We think about right now. You need to think about the fucking future because she wasn't thinking about that before she moved that boy from where he was thriving. For young boys, that consistency, they need to thrive. And if they're thriving, don't mess that up. Try not to. Could have found someone that you trust and could have let him finish out that school. Like anything, we're going to have to use our resources a little better. Let's finish her out.
Can do because he's a grown man and we ain't got to talk to you. I hang up and I call back and I say, hey, listen to me, please. Before we even start the conversation, let me pray with you. Because we need God to lead the conversation. Because I need you to understand I'm not against you, but I want my child to do right. And if it means I got to stand there with him, then I'm willing to do that. Because I don't want my son. I won't throw him away. He's a smart boy. He has things going for him. Do we need a little help? Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's remove her. Wanted you to see, the Crumbley, she didn't get a chance to plead beforehand for her child, because they going to jail. They going to jail, y'all. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I thought that shit was funny. Because I was saying it all last year and the year before. I was saying, y'all about to go to jail. They ain't playing. Yeah. She was pleading. She absolutely was. Y'all know over here we promote conscious parenting. You can find us at promoteconsciousparenting@gmail.com. If you need any tips, new methods, redirection for you, your children, reach out. Don't be embarrassed. Show yourself some grace. I'm noticing that there's some embarrassment in there. Don't be, because we all are not perfect parents. And it is a challenge. It is absolutely a challenge. And, the more of us we have to feed off of and get tips and strategies from, the better outcome we're going to have with our children, like for real. So we need to get back to that method. So hit us up. We're everywhere social. We're on Tuesdays at 8:00, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter is now X. We're over there too. Sign a petition, change.org, for promoting conscious parenting and immediate consumption for children. We got that going on. We just started a program. So we are assisting families. If you would like to sponsor a family in need, let us know. And when a family comes around, of course, we'll give you, little detail. There's confidentiality stuff there, but definitely make you aware that a family has signed on and you are the sponsoring family. We definitely appreciate that. I also got new deaf culture basic ASL classes beginning at the libraries in Baltimore City. Just for now, I have 4 different libraries that we're going to be having classes at. You can find me on Baltimore County Homeschool Facebook page. I'll put the link in the description, but if you follow us on any of those homeschool pages, information will be there. If you want the information direct, again, promoteconsciousparenting@gmail.com, and I can send you the link so you are aware of the days and times that we will be over there, learning some deaf culture as well as basic American Sign Language. It's another tool for our children to learn to communicate. It has a lot to do with eye contact, facial expression. And it'll help them. It'll help you guys communicate more. It gives you something to do with one another, especially little babies are also welcome. So that information will be there, as well as I am also throwing my first event for all day pajama day, slumber party, an event for young girls and women to come together and build. It's going to be games and baking. I think I absolutely might have someone coming over to teach the ladies some self-defense. So we'll have some sparring partners with some licensed folks coming to help with that. We're going to talk about some of these topics here: health, consent, and boundaries, green flags, the female reproductive system, and all are welcome. We're going to have as young as one of my ladies' baby is about a year old to the oldest might be in their 60s. So, and even if you can't join us in person in Baltimore, you're more than welcome to join us on the Zoom. Again, promote conscious parenting. I'll send you the link. I have more information and have that Zoom set up. And all day it'll be on, so you'll be able to just pop in and out whenever you like, whenever you have the time, and, you know, share some things. It's going to be a lot of activities, a lot of sharing and building for the young girls, you know, a safe space for them to ask us things that, you know, we otherwise may not have had when we were young. So we want to be that change, you know, bring that village back. I want to rebuild that village mindset, have them come out of it feeling confident with more of a vision and goals for their future. And, you know, that's what we're trying to do over here. I really appreciate y'all pulling up, popping. Any support you would like to assist, you know, anything you send t-shirts by Nikki or Harris Tribe 718 at Cash App, put in the subject line, support the program, the village, put the village in there. How about that? Label that the village. You are all appreciated. I hope you have a great week. Be kind to somebody besides yourself. And y'all know where Mr.SheSaid will be. Mr.SheSaid will be on Saturdays. And Shame Sunday. Y'all know we back here 7 o'clock every Sunday. Appreciate y'all pulling up and popping in again. All your insight. We can't continue to be ignorant or negligent when it comes to our kids, because your ass gonna be going to jail. That's crazy. You're gonna be going to jail. So promote conscious parenting. Unless you want to spend 15 years behind bars. Stop feeding them kids them damn noodles, making them crazy.
Boys don't eat that.
Why?
Boys don't eat. I don't eat noodles. I'm a grown man.
Yeah, for real, it's not good for them. Everything in moderation. All right. You know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
I'm Paul Stanley of KISS. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
You see, baby, I don't do this. You see, baby, I don't do this just for the recognition. I do it for the children. You can take the children and bounce them on their knees. Bounce them on the knee and then sing a melody. The Varnell man, did you mean he's mine? That was lovely. That was beautiful. Johnny Gill should sign you up. My.
BOS on the track.